Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy with today's Micros Market Recap. Let's get right into it. It is 4:15 p.m. Wednesday, August 16th. Let's go right into it with micro oil. So oil opened pretty much just above that close. You can see here we just got it right away and then had some response at these HVA edges here. You just ping-ponged around. And then we finally got down, broke below that range and then just kept heading down there. And it ended up trending south for the day. Now, gold also opening around its close. It actually opened below it, and then it was right here. And then it took them a while to get to it. It looks like they were trying to, seeing as they opened relatively close to it, they most likely thought they were okay with it. And a lot of those investors most likely just try to get new lows on the day, but they were stuffed at this level of support as the bigger boys stepped in, drove it back up, hit that other HVA, and then drove it right back down, making some new lows on the day for us and even new lows for the contract. So we are down in both oil and gold, and then spoiler alert, down in the equities as well. Now, the morning session here, we opened ever so slightly. Let me scroll this back. Ever so slightly inside that range. You can see here where we opened. That this here is correlating with that range low. You can see we opened ever so slightly in the range, hit that HVA edge, bounced up, hit it again, and then we shot up towards that close from yesterday, snagged it, and I mean it wasn't too far away. It was just right here, and it looks like they were trying to push new highs on the day, and then they turned that around after a good, I don't know, 3-4 hours. So initial movement in the morning, first 30 minutes to 45 minutes, it was okay, and then it got really slow. Lunchtime came around and it got a little slower, and then around 1 o'clock or so, just before 2, maybe 1:30ish, it started picking up, and then we got the FOMC minutes came out, and then we did get some more participation than we did in the morning, and then just decided to drive it down even lower. So that's where we finished off in the ES. Very similar story in the NASDAQ. The Dow, not quite the same. It actually opened a gap down from yesterday's range, well below the opening or below the close. But as far as the NASDAQ goes, opened inside that range, had a little bit movement up, and then they retraced, found some support from that pre-market, and then they retraced, and then you can see the response at that HVA edge up there, and then just hammered it, and it just dropped like a rock. And then they came back, tried again, hammered, came back, tried again, hammered. So this 15137.25 area is, I would make note of that if I were you, if you're watching the markets, and look for it potentially for your own interests there. But we did eventually come down, have a round trip, overtake those opening lows, and they tested this low from Monday, had a little response, and then you can see that we danced around there for a little bit, and then much like that 2 o'clock FOMC minutes came out, that volatility finally picked up a little bit more. You can see we started trending lower. Now, the ES had a little bit more range extension than on average than the NASDAQ did today, which is not normal. Usually the NASDAQ has that bigger spread than the ES in terms of just the normal volatility that they throw out in the day. So it was a little bit more interesting to see that the ES was getting more participation in terms of range extensions than the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, there's a little bit more fight and resistance and in that hesitation in going down. But nonetheless, we did make new lows in all those markets. If you are interested in learning more information about these HVA levels that are drawn the night before, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Get in touch with a consultant at either of those locations. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.